So I basically like the way this little drawing turned out. I'm going to erase some of my construction lines. Some of them were a little off, but they doesn't matter. That's because that's what they're there for. They're there for just construction lines. I'm going to use this little sheet that's got my little thumbnail sketch on it just to provide me with a little and I'm just gonna have a few little things that I had in mind as I was looking at this to do. And one of the things, little idea of some shading along the edge of this leaf. Turn that corner. Get this in front. And then this has got some ribbing in it that's kind of cool to do. It's to turn this form. It's neat. And none of this has to be exact. It's the other side of this leaf. And this one, this is the underside of this guy. This is maybe a thicker line here. So I'll let this be in front there. Nice. And then this, there's a kind of a branch back here, and it's kind of thick, and I'm gonna draw right through. I want this to be kind of second read. To me, it's not the thing that I want to be real primary. I like the action of it, and that's why I'm including it, but that's kind of it. And I think, yeah, I love this. This guy is really neat. And so I think we'll go ahead and a little shading in here. And I'm going to vignette this off, so let it be lighter as it comes out. So I don't have in mind to shade the whole drawing. Just let it do that. And then here. little thing. Okay, so now I'm thinking about some idea back here of some distant foliage and just kind of a squiggly line. It's gonna kind of do that for me. So really light, just making a little, an idea of a shape back there. It doesn't even have to be much. So maybe get a little more complicated back here. That's fun. Okay, then I think that is it. And I would make some notes in here. You know, talk about my trip. It was such a wonderful trip to Kauai and saw all kinds of beautiful tropical plants, including these plumerias were all over the place. It was amazing. So beautiful there. Okay, so I did have a question about framing. So this is not the kind of thing I would frame. This is just definitely a sketchbook page, a journal entry kind of thing. I'm not going to be framing something like this. And I had a question about framing, how I would frame something if I make a bounding box with the edges like this. Well, if I were to go ahead, if I decided, oh, I really love this, I have to have it framed, then I would indeed probably float the piece of paper in the frame. There are lots of ways of doing framing. And maybe if I did want to put a mat, I could mat around the edge here. I could come out to it and so bring the mat just inside where the image here. So the mat sitting right about here next to where the image pops out of this frame. So this frame is basically becoming part of the drawing. I can even put a little drop shadow. There's all kinds of fun things I can do with a frame. So that would be like a frame within a frame if I decided to do that. Okay, guys, there you have it. So what a joy to just to dip into the simplicity of drawing. It's just very, very nice. Always feels like starting fresh, going back home for me. All right, bye.